Stories pertaining to Summer Wells. She's been missing for a couple of years now. 2021, December 2021, June, she went missing. It will be 4 years that she went missing this summer. And her birthday was the 4th. She would be 9 years old. WBIR is the commentary. Thank you for joining me.
The appearance of a little girl from Hawkins County is still a mystery some 3 years later. This would have marked the 9th birthday for Summer Wells. She was last seen in June 15th of 2021. Now, TBI investigators and agents continue following clues about whether she wandered away from home or if she was kidnapped. We have a look at where that investigation stands right now to this case at WBIR.com. The disappearance of a little girl from Hawkins County is still a mystery some 3 years later. This would have marked the 9th birthday for Summer Wells. She was last seen in June 15th of 2021. Now,
Summer Wells, still missing, would be 9 years old. Mark February 4th, 2 days ago. Well, the aWAKEN Church had a prayer meeting in honor of Summer Wells in Kingsport, Tennessee. It reads, in honor of missing Summer Wells' 9th birthday, a prayer meeting was held at aWAKEN Church in Kingsport on Tuesday evening. Summer Wells disappeared June 15, 2021, despite ongoing efforts from multiple agencies, including the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. There has been no sign of her since. The night started with a slideshow showing pictures of Summer and videos of different events held in her honor after her disappearance. Her father, Don Wells, was in attendance. The slideshow also displayed the faces and names of other missing children, including Oakley Carlson and Kiera Penn. My heart still breaks. We've been doing these prayer vigils now for 3.5 years. It just doesn't seem real to me that it's been that long, Pastor Joseph Broadwater said. But the hope still is as fresh today as it has been, because I believe in a God of miracles, He said, through the vigils, a community is being built and hope fostered. We're still praying for wherever Summer may be, for her safety, Broadwater said. I still am holding out hope. He said there are cases of children being reunited with their families even after years of being missing. What these prayer vigils have done is open up my heart to see the need for praying for these missing children, Broadwater said. He said awareness is important and urged those watching to be aware of their surroundings and look out for other children, because it does not take long for a child to go missing. Leslie Earhart, Public Affairs Officer for TBI, said they continue investigating the case. The investigation remains active and ongoing, and agents continue to pursue any and all leads, Earhart stated in an email to the Times News. Tony Allen, Chief Deputy at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, echoed her statement. The case has not been put on the back burner, he said. Allen said the Sheriff's Office still gets up to 5 tips a week. We do something on this case every day, Allen said. Contact 1-800-TBI-FINE or tips to TBI at lowercase-tennessee.gov with any tips. So what is it that you all are doing every day? Allen, what is it that you all are doing? 5 tips a week. Well, these are pictures from this prayer vigil at this aWAKEN Church in Kingsport, Tennessee. These were one second. It's photographs. Hold on. 1 second, everybody. Photographs they uploaded on a slideshow pertaining to Summer Wells. Hello, dear. Where is this child? It is just hard to believe. She would be 9 years of age, okay? 9 years of age at this current moment. February 2025. Where is this girl child? I don't know. I don't know. Lordy. Jumped off of there. Sorry about that. Where's this girl child? Many people are going to continue to ask these questions. 5 leads, and yet we are 3.5 years later. It is already now February, so you have March, April, May, June, 4 more months. It will be 4 years that the child went missing. We're already at the 6th of the month, February. New Year is rolling on by. No new leads, no nothing. Where is this girl child? So much happened with this case, and yet here we are, nowhere. Some may believe she's alive, some may believe the child is no longer alive. People have their theories of where they think she is, but the gist of the story is that she's not visible. And I stick to realism, which is that she's not visible. And law enforcement have not brought any leads pertaining to any information to where the child can be located, or any leads that could lead to say that she's either alive or the other. Now, this person's name, Tony Allen, Chief Deputy at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, echoed Ms. Earhart's statement. This case has not been put on the back burner. He said they still get up to 5 tips a week. We do something on this case every day. Well, Chief Deputy, what is it that you're doing every day? We're curious. What are you doing? 5 tips a week, more than likely it's a bunch of hocus pocus. And that's what's so sad when it comes to these missing persons cases, especially dealing with children. People get beyond themselves and become immersed in wanting to solve the crime, and then it becomes a mockery pertaining to the missing child, with a lot of hocus pocus talk and, radical theories when you don't know anything. We have seen how disturbing the child's life appeared up there on the hill. And it did not appear that she and her siblings had a good life. I don't have a new update pertaining to her siblings, where they are and how they're doing, but I pray that they are safe and that they're doing well. It's just a tragedy in itself, but it's expected when you've heard such horrible things, pertaining to the bio donors and how she lived out there. And what can you really can't expect anything positive. It's just really common sense. It doesn't matter who the person is, whether they're a child or an adult. When you hear negative things about a person's lifestyle or the lifestyle that they have been immersed into, you really can't expect anything positive to come from it. It's not saying something positive can't come. She didn't choose her parents. She didn't choose her environment. She didn't choose the way she was living. And sadly, she went missing, and her brothers, 3 brothers, were taken into the state's custody and put somewhere in foster care. Where exactly, I don't know. Same state, I don't know. Don't know if they're all together, separated, and that would even be more of a if the boys eventually became separated, because somebody has to be a link to keep the boys in contact with each other, so they don't, forget about their siblings. How terrible would that be to be separated from your brothers? You've already have a sister missing. You don't know where she is. You're not to your parents. They don't seem engaged to your whereabouts. They didn't even fight for custody of them. It's just a jacked up situation. But it's expected because of what we learned about these people raising her and her brothers. They're not, what I would call, decent folks. They don't care about anything. And everything that played out here on YouTube and social media, is a testament to that. You know, my thing is you lead by example. If you care about your children, you will show that you care. It won't be just a bunch of hocus pocus and talking and giving interviews and, you know, talking in circles and riddles and jumping on live streams, using derogatory language about others. You would show you care about your children, because if you're concerned about your child, you don't have time for that type of foolishness anyway. And that's what this poor child got. She got nothing. She got a lot of people who immersed themselves in the case, wanting to be relevant, wanting to be important, clout chasing, just making a fool out of the case itself. That's why law enforcement probably got very frustrated with the case, because allegedly they were working diligently trying to get information. But when you have a bunch of people who don't have anything better to do than call in bogus sightings and, quirky dreams and, just shenanigans, it does not help. And as you see, it has not helped, because we're now 3.5 years in and the child is still missing. And it just really shows you the mindset of people. That's why I always say on this network, many people who comment on social media, such as YouTube, Facebook, IG, X, they are eerily similar to the people in the storyline. And I know a lot of people can't seem to understand that, because it seems illogical and irrational. But a lot of people are cut from the same cloth as the people in the storyline. That's why you have so much havoc. That's why the story becomes, animated. It becomes just a mockery, because there are people who actually identify with these type of people, and they help feed the beast. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be helping authorities find a missing kid. And many people will swear for God they're helping. I was getting the word out by acting a donkey's tail. In the name of what? In the name of thyself, not for her. Where is this child? Is she alive? If she's alive, where is she? If she's alive, who has her? Why would they have her? And why wouldn't you bring her forward? I always tell people to ask those questions when you hypothesize about, a child being alive. And the stats from the FBI usually point to a parent being involved in the disappearance of a child, because the stats don't lie. Roughly 500 children who go missing are unalived by their bio donors, caretakers. That's not made up. That's an actual stat. So you look at this situation of a child missing in a holler, in a rural area, in a not so great area. Home life didn't look very well. Allegations of child abuse, neglect, parents on substances. What do you expect? Parents have a history of neglect, dealings with Department of Human Services in other states, and not rearing their children and not having custody of their children. And then poof, voila, these two entities meet. 6 degrees of separation. The universe brings these two people together, Candace and Don, and they go right down the same path they've been on with having no children. 1 missing and 3 in the state's custody. Okay? And it's just absolutely sad that we're here today. That's my commentary pertaining to Summer Wells. Prayers that there will be adequate and informative and truthful information given to the whereabouts of this child. It's very hard, as I said, to have hope that the child is alive, because as I always say to people, when you talk about a child being alive, you have to use common sense. Well, if they're with someone, then that person can't be any better than where the child came from, because what sensible person would hide a child out knowing that they're missing and there was an Amber Alert? Amber Alert went out for this child. From my understanding, it's still on the radar. So what decent human would hide a child, take in a child, knowing there's an Amber Alert for the child? The child was considered missing, still considered missing. So what type of decent human would have her? You wouldn't be decent. No matter what your motive would be for having custody of the child, you would not be considered decent in my eye. Because a decent person would go about it the right way in getting access to a child, wanting to raise a child. You would do it the right way through the courts. the legal way, through documents, signing over rights, parents signing over rights to these said person or people. And I don't think that ever happened, because we already know that didn't happen, or we would have information to that. That's my commentary. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats always welcome during the live stream. These are the latest developments. Not a lot stirring pertaining to her 9th birthday. I was Googling, trying to get the latest information, and all I came up with is my local news here, Channel 10 News here in Knoxville, Tennessee, with this very short clip about her birthday. And then the information I read to you is by the Times News, and it was just basically showing you pictures of the church aWAKEN in Kingsport having a prayer meeting pertaining to Summer Wells. They had a slideshow, and this is what they had at the prayer meeting. Not very much. So sad. This is the results of a girl child missing. That would be 9 years old. Just a slide of pictures. Lord have mercy. Thank you for your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Please follow the Queen on the Newsbreak app, where I get similar content and commentary. Please check out my earlier live pertaining to the DC crash and helicopter crash. A lot of updates. That was a live conducted earlier. You all have a wonderful week, and thank you for your time. You're very welcome listening to the Vault XL. Happy birthday, Summer Wells, wherever you are. Have mercy.